What's crack-a-lackin', everybody? Hello, welcome to another Q&A in this glorious day of Q's and A's. I'm next up to bat. Hit me up with them questions, everybody, and welcome to you one and all. Check out these comments here, see what's happening. What is happening? Ooh, Loopy's talking about, is everyone ready to get Zeelicious? This is lewd and unwanted behavior, sir. I like it. Okay, let's see. Bonnie, I'm showing my face. You can trust me. You can like 80% trust me. I'm wearing a baseball cap. Yes, I could take it off. Look at that. Ugh. That dome, that bald dome. I like a baseball cap. I just like it. Sometimes I wear one just even at home. All right, let me see. How do I, let me see how I throw up a question on the screen. Bam! There we go. Okay, Zatan says, any games where you have everything for it up to date? A lot of games. I have everything for that game up to date, but a lot of games don't have that many expansions. Of the ones that are just tons of extra stuff, I have a couple. Like, I have everything for the others. I think I have everything for Death May Die, or I will by tomorrow, because I'm getting some extra stuff for it. So yeah, most games don't have that many things. So by that, being pedantic about your question, by that definition, yeah, I have most everything for most games I own. Oh, that's a good question, Gator Dave. And you changed your little icon. Look at that. So the question is, what is a movie or two that you will stop flipping through the channels no matter what and watch it if it's on, right? There's a couple. Roadhouse is one of those. If Roadhouse is on and I'm like not sure what to watch or whatever and it's on, bam, I'm watching the rest of Roadhouse. They're usually bad movies. That's the thing. Roadhouse isn't bad. It's okay, but they're usually like old movies. So Roadhouse is one. Bloodsport is one. There, that's two. That's those two will definitely make me just stop and watch whatever, from wherever they are. Garrett is asking, have you ever shaved your arms? How long did it take for the regret to set in? I have never shaved my arms, no. But when I shave my face, the regret sets in pretty much immediately. Con Air is a good movie for that. That's a good call, Jose. Yeah. Okay, so Felipe is asking, hey man, question, will you make a live gameplay for the rest of the Universe series? Castellion and Sylveon have been missing. That's not a bad idea. I just might have to do that. I haven't done live plays in a while, and we just did the Summer Spectacular last week, so there was a lot of live plays there. But when I get back around to doing just solo plays again, live plays, those will probably be at the top of the list. Amelia's asking, Z, do you follow any sports teams? I do not follow any sports teams. If there's baseball on TV or something and it happens to be on, I'll watch it. But I don't know teams. I don't follow any specific teams, so no. Night Clinic is asking, do you think you'll ever play Mind Management? I have played Mind Management. I wasn't part of the review. The guys did a review, I believe. I wasn't part of it. But I have played it. I thought it was okay. When displaying playing cards, why does this keep moving on me? What's going on here? When displaying playing cards, you take them out of the tuck box to display the face cards, or you leave them in the tuck box. I don't display magic cards or magic cards. I don't display playing cards. There was a recent, or there is still going, I think, a Kickstarter where you can buy a little wooden rack thing to display playing cards, and I'm sure they have others available. I don't have those, but if I did and I was going to display my playing cards, it would just be in the tuck box. You know, if you take them out of there, that's just leave them out like that. I don't like that idea. So yeah, just the cards in the tuck box would be fine. What kind of messed up question is this, Patrick? See, you're on a boat with Tom and Mike, but one has to go overboard. Who's staying on board? What? I'm not answering this question. What kind of messed up thing is this? Why would you want to force me to answer something like this when clearly it's Tom because he's the biggest? Come on now. Buoyancy, people. That man can float. I assume that's how buoyancy works. The longer you are, the more you float. Pack him full of salt. Throw him in the water. No, that's a messed up question. I refuse to answer it. Gareth Sherwood says, what is it you love about Bruno Catala? Well, he's a wonderful man. If you're asking me what I love about Bruno Catala's designs, I like the balance that they achieve between interesting mechanically, quick-paced games, the ability to deliver interesting ideas and decisions without a lot of rules overhead. So you have like 3 options or 4 on my turn, and they compound to eventually make a very interesting game. These are very abstracted things, right? Again, I just like the balance between all those things, and I think he has a very good sense of what makes a good balance between luck and player input and strategy. Boom, boom, bing, boom, bing. Boom, bing, boom, bing. What is this one? Ooh, boy. David, that's a good question. Says that his wife loves Pandemic, has all of those. If there's any other games I would recommend that she checks out. Gosh, these questions are always hard for me, man, because I don't, like I don't have this the Rolodex readily available to pluck something out for you. What's another good one? Maybe check out the Rescue Polar Bears. That's a good one. Rescue Polar Bears. What else is a good one? Horrified is a good one. I would say check that out. Yeah, there's 2 that I think you'll like. Okay. Andy's asking, will you be reviewing Anno 1800? I believe so. Not by myself, mind you, but yes, I think I believe we're doing a group review of that one shortly, so stay tuned for that. Thank you, Andy. Oh, Gator Dave's bringing the heat today. I like these questions. What is a food that if you just smell brings back good memories and or makes you hungry? That is an interesting question. I like those kinds of questions. They're just clear, they make you think. without having to, again, dig into the Rolodex of games. Gosh, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something here. Maybe, like fried plantains might do that. That smell is very evocative and very specific. I'm sure I'm going to come up with something as soon as I'm done here, but let me think about it. Maybe something else will come to mind. But for right now, I'm going to go with fried plantains, a Cuban staple. Amelia's asking, is there an area or type of board gaming you'd like to explore that you haven't yet? No, I don't think so. I I generally know what I like and don't like at this point, but I have also, my tastes and the things I like and don't like or enjoy exploring have definitely changed over time. So no, I know there are things I don't like and generally shy away from because I generally don't like those kinds of games. One thing I suppose, and I know Roy was talking about this earlier in his Q&A, but one thing I could see myself playing a little bit more of is 4X games. I think I like to try one or two of those, but a lot of them look alike and sort of sound like they will be a very similar experience to each other. I also find the space ones with the hexagonal blackness very just boring looking. A lot, and then like that Kickstarter staple of here's a bunch of hexes with little dots. They're planets. Here's some ships. They all look alike to me. So different themes, like the actual historical themes and things like that. Would you like to make a board game? Would you like to build a snowman? Would you like to build a snowman? I can make a board game too. I don't really think I want to make a game. I've thought about it, and I just don't ever go past. I never even get to prototyping something. I like thinking about it as just kind of like an exercise, but probably not. Follow up, is baseball your favorite game to watch? Yes, it is my favorite game to watch. Do you scuba dive? I do not. I'm not a big fan of the water. So no. I've snorkeled, or I did when I was in college. I probably wouldn't want to do that either now. So there you go. Jonathan is asking, what Kickstarter or Kickstarters are you looking forward to that have been delayed because of the shipping issues? I don't back a lot of things, Jonathan, so there isn't really something I think will affect anything I'm looking forward to. There's a couple of things I'm waiting on, but I'm not I'm not the target audience kind of affected by this mostly. So I know it's a big problem right now, unfortunately, but I don't know. I'm not a big Kickstarter guy, so not affected. Speaking of that, Jay Gon says, "What have you backed on Kickstarter recently?" I don't know. Let me see. Not a lot, I'll tell you that. I think the last thing I backed was the Marvel United. Let me double check it. Yeah, so the last thing I backed was a deck of playing cards. And then the last thing before that was Marvel United. So there you go. All right, thoughts on Endless Winter? I have not played it yet. Is that even out? I don't think that's out yet, but I haven't played it if it is. The $1 million question, vertical or horizontal? The fact that I know what you mean sucks because I'm what you would consider a geek, I believe is the term. The way I store my games is what this is about, by the way, folks. Sorry, I have a crick in my neck. That's why I'm turning my whole body. Can you see any games in this shot? No, it's just books. There are games outside of that, though. So, I store games horizontally. I think it just keeps everything where it needs to be. I think a lot of games and game inserts are not designed to be stored any other way. So, horizontally for me. Bill is asking if I'm looking forward to the Atlantis Rising expansion or if I even think it needs one. I don't think it needs one, but I'm looking forward to it for sure. I think the game is incredibly solid as it is out of the box, but I'm not about to turn down more content for a game I really like. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Also, that's a horse butt. What's wrong with you? Okay, Nick is asking, what board game table shape do you like the most? The table I'm at right now is square-ish. It is rectangular, but barely. I like this size. Everybody can reach most everything. I don't like circular tables. I'm not a fan. So I like the table to be square or rectangular. I think rectangular just because most board game boards are rectangular. So that's probably my favorite, but not something too wide across or too long end to end. I want people to feel like they're involved. This one's a good size, but I don't know how big it is. This is a Rathskeller's table, which is sweet. Okay. My Maracuja. How many games in my personal library? I have about 500, 470, something like that. Jose Guerrero is asking, how do you take your café cubano? Con leche, cortadito. I'm not a big coffee drinker. I like iced coffee because I don't like drinking warm things generally for pretty much any kind of category of thing. But I used to like café con leche a little bit more as like a morning thing. But now, if you told me like, again, if somebody walked through the door right now, they were like, "Hey, I got some cafe. What kind is it?" Cortadito for me right now. Give me that boost, that kick. Well, that's a cool question. If you had to hang one board game cover as art in your house, what game would it be? Oh my goodness! You know what? It might be that the game we were just talking about, Atlantis Rising. It's epic. It's a gorgeous cover. It's dynamic. It's otherworldly, and it's got that Vincent Dutrait artwork, which is spectacular. That would look good blown up. So that might be it. If not, something else from that artist, probably. Have you ever been a mummy for Halloween? No, I have not. Thank you for asking. Favorite pizza toppings? I'm pretty boring, so pepperoni. I like pepperoni. It's a classic. There's a Loki question in the comments, which I have seen, but I'm not going to talk about it because spoilers and stuff. It's too soon. Let's not add to that. Z, what is your favorite piece of Piero's artwork in games? Ooh, that's good. There are so many good ones. You know what it might be is he did the cover for that Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters game, which is this kid's game from Mattel that kind of feels like a pick up and deliver meets pandemic-y kind of game. Very, very cute, great game, even with kids and adults, you know. And he did a cover. I forget if it was the one that was released. I think it is, because he did an alternate, which I've seen, that has a tree, like an evil tree, and then one that has a castle. I forget which one the tree is, if it's the one that was published or not, but that piece of artwork with the kids running away, the evil-looking tree with windows, it's like a house, but it looks scary. I like that cover a lot. I think it's beautiful. All right, let me see. Broadsword. I can't say it, but you know what I mean. What was the game that started the love for you? It was probably Carcassonne or Ticket to Ride. It's been a long time. One of those two was one of the first ones I played. I played Ticket to Ride at someone's house, and it was just like, what is this game? Everything's so pretty, and wow, these cards are so nice. This board is so big. Everything's so bright and beautiful. But right around that time, it was Carcassonne 2 with the sort of mind-blowing, you build the board while you play on it thing. So one of those two. Again, Claus. I did see Black Widow. I thought it was pretty good, but I'm not going to talk about it anymore because spoilers. Any top 10 post-apocalyptic theme games in the future? Probably not. There's not that many. To pick 10, to do like a top 10 of post-apocalyptic themes, there would have to be so many that I can pick 10 that I feel really strongly about. And I could make a top 10 list, but I feel like the 8 and 9 and 10 in there would just be games that fit the category, you know? So I don't think I'm quite ready for that. Either I haven't played enough of them, which is more likely, or there just aren't that many with that theme that are great games. Thunderbirds. That is a good suggestion if you're looking for more games like Pandemic, Thunderbirds, okay? Also, this is the last time you're going to see this name here on my screen. You've been warned, Alicio. You've been warned. Get out of here. Boom, bing, boom, bing. What? Oh. Okay, Monica, here we go. Question. My goodness, what is going on? Keeps popping up in the wrong place. Okay, Monica says, question, how do you set up your environment for solo gaming? Beverage, background music, background movie, your own room, lit candles? No. Beverage, yes. I like to be... I usually when I play at the game table I have in the sort of dining room, if you want to call it that. So big light overhead. There's another standing lamp, which I don't really need. I changed the one overhead to be much brighter, so that's good. I have a fan, a standing fan. I like to have pretty much on me because I like fans and I get warm. So, and then a drink, certainly, yes. And that's it. I don't like background music. I find it distracting. And a background movie would definitely be really distracting. That'd be terrible for me. So, yeah, just a drink and some nice airflow and bright light. I'm good. Hmm. Patrick, that's a good question. Your wife and I, wow. Your wife and you are halfway through your first Sleeping Gods campaign, and you're asking if I've gone back to it since we did the review, and has the game gone up or down in my estimation since then? I really like the game. I think it is a phenomenal design. It's not. I haven't gone back to it because I played it, gosh, approximately 14 hours of gameplay over like 2 or 3 days. I mean, I dove into this game. It was just absolutely captivating. I haven't gone back to it. I want to. It's just a big commitment, right? In time wise. And there's so many games I want to play and sometimes need to play. Has my estimation of it gone down? Not at all. I don't think it could possibly go up, but it has not gone down. I think it's tremendous. Okay, this is a good one. Tommy is asking, which character are you most excited about being in Unmatched Battle of Legends Part 2 or Volume 2, whatever they're calling it. For me, it's got to be the scary one, Bloody Mary or whatever. That one. That one looks cool. I want to take that deck. That deck feels like it fits into the what's it called? The Steam and Shadows or whatever. You know what I mean. It feels like it fits into that set. Smoke and Mirrors, Glass and Steampunk, Fog and Toad, something like that. Whatever. Okay. Chris says, love me some food questions. I like that. Monica says barbecue for her. Whenever they did barbecue when they were a kid, when she was a kid, there was always rain. So mom started saying, it's raining, let's barbecue. That's nice. One really good memory I have of food related memory is cooking crab in Cuba when I was a kid, where like you'd go to the beach at night. I didn't do this part, but like the grown-ups would go to the kind of like groves or beachy area at night with a flashlight catching crabs, and then you cook them in a big pot in a giant like cauldron type thing. And it was like an event, so I remember that um, being just memorable. It's one of those things where the food itself is not the memory; it's the memory of what was going on that you're sort of recalling. It's also a really distinctive smell, also, so that would also work for that question. Will you do a board game blindfold challenge? Is that like what we did during the Summer Spectacular? Sure. Be happy to do it. That sounds cool. So Tommy's asking if I'll play a lot of the Unmatched digital. Yeah. And there's going to be some new characters in there because of the mechanisms of those characters. Absolutely. I don't know when that comes out, but I'm there. I like Unmatched a lot, and I'll be happy to play some more of it. Okay, Jacob says, what is the heaviest game that you enjoy playing regularly? Well, regularly is a very subjective term. There are not a lot of games I play regularly just because of what what we do here. I'll play a lot, I'll play a game, play it and play it and play it, and then review it, and then I don't come back to it because I'm playing the next thing, playing, because I need to review that. Outside, well, so there is that, okay? So I'll kind of loosen up the term regularly. Probably Arkham horror type stuff. Those can have a lot of sort of minutia you need to deal with. Yeah, things like that. I like Black Angel. I haven't played it a lot, but again, I like that. That's pretty rules heavy. Yeah, things like that. I'm not worried about heavy is not as problematic for me as long is. I think games sometimes can outstay their welcome because the variability of what you're doing in hour 1 is the same thing as what you are doing in hour 4. And the drama at the table hasn't changed. Like my considerations haven't mutated from hour 1 to hour 4. That's not a great 4-hour game. I need to be thinking about radically different things in hour 4 than I was in hour 1. If your game doesn't do that, it shouldn't be 4 hours. Where am I at? Where am I at? Okay, let's see. Jeff is asking, do you want to see more app integration in board games? I'm good either way. I do like it when they do it. But I also think it needs to be a natural progression of app integration. If it makes sense, do it. If it doesn't make sense, don't force it. And I think the opposite is true. If a game feels like it needs an app to really work, then put it in there. Don't make me do all these things that an app could have done in just a second. Just because you want to avoid app integration. I'm happy with what's there. I'd be happy for there to be more. It won't cut into other types of games, right? Those things really aren't related. If folks are making more app assisted games, there will be plenty of other games that aren't. There won't be a shift in the industry because of it. So yeah, sure. Bring it on. I like those. What? What kind of craziness? Gareth is talking about, would you prefer cards for hands or dice for teeth? Talking about, Gareth, what was happening? I thought dice for teeth. Ooh, can they roll? That would be awesome. I would like that. I would like the tooth itself to be the shape of a tooth, right? The same outer layer, the enamel of the tooth, to be transparent. The inside of the tooth is hollow, and there's a little tiny die in there. And there's different dice. So there's like a D20, D12, D8, D10, D8, like that. And so whenever I'm playing role-playing games, I'm like, okay, I want to slap that goblin in the face. And the DM will be like, okay, roll for it. And I'll be like, and then you can just look at my teeth. And he'd be like, oh, you rolled that's a 12. Plus 2, 14. You smacked him. And I'd be like, yes. And then the dice would roll. I mean, come on now. You can use this. Anybody who makes that, I want to cut. Garrett is asking, we are going to Niagara Falls this weekend. Have you ever been? What is your favorite national landmark memory? I have been to Niagara Falls, Garrett, for the gathering of friends. My favorite national landmark memory. This isn't a landmark memory, but one I can remember very dearly and was really neat and fun was I went with, I was visiting Mark Street. I was visiting Mark Street in Colorado, and he took me. You know, we drove around the mountains and stuff, and then we went to the what's it called? The Overlook Hotel. Is that right? The one that Stephen King based, you know, The Shining on. And that was cool. That's not again a national landmark, but that's a cool place to visit. I remember that one very dearly. So that's my pick. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Let me try to catch up. So Chrissy's asking hobbies outside of gaming. I'm a movie watcher mostly. That's my main thing. I really like watching movies. I've been getting into TV shows a little bit more than I used to be. I normally would not engage in TV sort of episodic watching just because I found it slow. The delivery was kind of slow, you know, but there's so much good TV now. But I'm a cinephile. It's my main thing. Hmm. That is a good question I don't have an answer for. So Amelia is asking if you could play a game with anyone you haven't had a chance to play with yet, who would it be? That's a good question. I really don't have a good answer for it. Mike Delisio? That would be good. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of people I would love to play games with, and I'm just not thinking of it now, you know. But I guess sometimes if I'm watching YouTube or something and there's a famous person, an actor or something, and they happens to come up that they enjoy games or play games, then I'm like, ooh, that'd be neat to play games with them, right? Like, for example, I know I think Henry Cavill, the Superman guy, plays video games, right? That's his thing, video games. So, you know, maybe he plays board games, something like that. Somebody famous, I guess, would be neat. You know, but I don't have a really good answer for that. What is the best fruit to throw? Mango for sure. Very throwable. So Joker ES says, "What knickknack that's been featured in the background of desktop reviews is your favorite?" When I was doing stuff at home, I had like that little table next to me, like a little, you know, a little drawer thing from IKEA, and on top of it was that little table, like a two-tiered little shelf, and then in front of that stuff, I've got a couple of knickknacks. Like I have a little Cthulhu Funko Pop, stuff like that, and then there's one thing that someone gave me. It's like a glass prism looking thing. It's a you know a cube, a rectangular cube, and it's someone gave it to me at a convention a long time ago, and it is, I believe, a piece of glass that is struck with a nail, and a current runs through the glass, and it looks like there is lightning in it. It is very cool looking. I love that thing. It's a great desk accessory, paperweight, that sort of thing. It's just beautiful. So that's the one. That's the one. Hmm. Let's see. Jeff is asking any game that you don't have in your personal collection that you are hunting for. Hunting for? No. No Grail games right now that I can think of. So it's a weird thing to not have Grail games, you know. But there are some games I've been meaning to get. I want to get. Like I want to get my own copy of Search for Planet X. Was so fun. I want to have that in my collection. I think it's great. Um, what else? There's probably a few others, but the one right now I think at the top of that list is Search for Planet X. It's so cool. But no Grail games right now. Wow, this is a deep question, Garrett. What horror creature offers the best commentary on humanity? Vampire or zombie or other? For me, I'm going to have to say chupacabra. You know, chupa means suck. Cabra means cabra, which means goat. So this is an animal of possibly alien origin that consumes goats, their blood anyway. Um, and you know, I guess sustains itself by doing that. Maybe not. Maybe it's just doing it for research or something. I don't pretend to know what goes on in the mind of the chupacabra, but I think it's a very good analogy for the world we live in today. There's just not enough respect for goats out there. And I, for one, would love to see that change. I'm going to put a link below to take you to my new website, goatlove.org. And get on that mailing list. I'm going to send you some information. I will not be selling your email to anyone. Promise. Okay. Monica says, I like your monkey, your monkey, Z. I have a similar figurine with 4 small monkeys. Guess where the 4th one is holding his hands? No, I refuse to guess. But I think I get it. Those are actually Toms. They are cute. I like them. The ones I bought were, I bought this little guy, which I really like too. Little whales, little stack of whales. Okay, let's see. Ba 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 ba. Trying to catch up. Trying to catch up. Y'all are screaming at each other. James, Chris, James, Monica. Jeff is asking, when you visit other cities, do you always try to visit their their friendly local game stores? I do. I used to love doing that. Would you like to be able to sleep standing up? No. No, I'm good. I don't like that idea. Joey, how you doing, buddy? Should wearing costumes in public be more acceptable as society? I don't know. That sounds really annoying. That sounds like people are going to just put on costumes as a way to like start a conversation, be like, "Look at how wacky I'm being." I kind of find that annoying. It's like just be interesting and be wacky, but putting on something dumb just to get a dumb conversation going, I guess. Do whatever you want. You know what? I don't care. Just leave the cabras alone. That's all I care about. Cabra juice. So good. Okay. Bonnie's asking, when's your birthday? What is your favorite birthday meal? It's in September. Favorite birthday meal? I don't know. I like shrimp. Something shrimpy. Monica is suggesting all sorts of deviant behavior. You know you can have Bailey's in your coffee. Monica, you're a bad influence, and you know it. Okay, so Garrett, like, which set in the office, like which thingy in here is my favorite? Why are you making me turn around, jerk? My neck hurts. My favorite is probably one that you've never even seen up there because I've never cycled it in. It's a little lighthouse that actually has little LEDs that light up. But second to that, the little whales I showed you. Mr. No says, Hola, Z. Question. Playing Oath has made you more or less interested in trying Root? Yeah, I'm more interested in trying Root. Yeah. I want to give it a go. I love that look, too. Those games are beautiful. But, yeah, playing Oath and talking to the guys about how they thought it compared, difficulty-wise, involvement. Yeah, I'm excited to try Root. Favorite book series? I'll tell you what, I'm not a big book series kind of guy. I like my one-offs. The one I've read, definitely all the way through everything that's there, except for the one spin-off that came later, was the Dark Tower books. I like those. For the most part. I think there were some major missteps overall from Stephen King, the writer. The main one being putting Stephen King, the writer, in the books. But I do like that series. So I guess if I had to pick a series of books, that one. But I'm not someone who follows series. You know, I read one Harry Potter book. I've read none of the George R. Martin stuff. I just don't normally read series of books, you know. I've read what is it? The Chronicles of Narnia. I've read a couple of those. One-offs, baby. Just build me an interesting world in one book. There's so much room in one book for you to do great, interesting things. A series seems drawn out to me. Okay, so Monica is blaming me for backing Atlantis Rising. No problem. You guys are getting weird with these questions. If you could combine two animals, what would it be? What? I gotta put this on screen. Dan, what are you talking about? If you combine two animals into one, what would those be? Would you want it to go unnoticed by everyone but those in animal studies? Or would you want it to be so annoying everyone hates it? Well, if I'm going to go through the trouble of learning genetics, cracking the genome of these two animals, and then somehow weaving their species together, I certainly don't want it to go unnoticed. People will be talking about my whale camel for the rest of time. Whale camel, humping like a whale head, and oh my goodness, so good. And it'll be a great swimmer. But camels are good about not needing water. And the whale, that works. I think that works. I'm going with whale camel. Whamel. Skip is asking, is anyone saving best of clips for like a bloopers, I'm guessing you mean, or a best of? Best of clips? Nah, I don't know. You know what we'll do if we do something like this? We'll probably just ask folks to let us know what, we'll crowdsource it, right? We'll ask folks, hey, what moment do you think should make it into this video of highlights? It seems incredibly self-serving for us to start a list of our own funniest moments. That's terrible. So no, we're not doing that. We'll ask you folks if you thought something was funny. Okay, let's see. Gosh, I'm so far behind. Okay, Anthony's asking, do you still have Atlantis Rising First Edition, or did the second one replace it? I had them both for a little bit, but then I got rid of the first one. I gave it to my nephew, actually, who is away at college. I finally just got to the Mike DeLisio reactions, which is ridiculous. That was like an hour ago. I see what you did there, Bonnie. I see what you did. Okay, I'm looking. I'm looking for some stuff that isn't Mike DeLisio. 1 through 10, how satisfying is cracking a glow stick? It's pretty satisfying. It's like a solid 7. I do like that. Break it, shake it up, throw it at Mike. Like it. Ideally, you want to cut it first, because that stuff is kind of toxic. Then you throw it at Mike. That's an 8. That's an 8. Okay, Joey's asking, Z, where did you purchase that hat? Joey, this hat doesn't say where it's from. Is from a website. I heard Suzanne Sheldon talking about it. She tweeted about it like ages ago, and I went to the website and I bought a couple of shirts and this hat. I don't know if you've seen, I have a shirt that has like a meeple maze. It's like a tan shirt. And then this hat is from the same place. Man, I don't remember what the place is called, but it's a website that sold a few sort of geeky accessories. There wasn't a lot of inventory, but, I like the hat quite a bit. I bought 2 hats, actually, from them. The other one I didn't like nearly as much. I barely wear it. This one I do like quite a bit, and the shirts are nice. I don't remember what it's called, though. If anybody knows, throw it in the comments. Cobble and Fog. That's the one. Okay, I'm kind of blowing through a lot of these, folks. Sorry. Trying to catch up. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da. That's an interesting question, Antoine. Do you have any lucky items? Not quite. I have some things that make me feel at ease. I don't think I would call them lucky things. Like, for example, when I went to Black Sand Beach in Iceland, it's covered in pebbles, right? I mean, it's like black stone or volcanic rock or whatever it is. I have a stone from there, very smooth, obviously, like polished. It's very cold to the touch, pretty much always. It's very neat. It's a beautiful thing, and that's nice. I like the way that feels. It's very soothing, very comforting. I wouldn't call it lucky, and I certainly wouldn't call it my pet rock, though Mike DeLisio calls it my pet rock, but he's a jerk. We all know this. Anyway, I like those kinds of things, but I wouldn't say I have something that's like my lucky vest or whatever. No, I don't think so. If I come up with something, I'll let you know, but I don't think so. Okay. Dream travel destination, sight to see. You know, I would just love to do kind of a road trip. I would love to have the time off to do a road trip and for things to kind of line up, you know. Take it easy. Know where I need to be in 5 days. No making it to this place by 11 p.m. tonight. Just road trip without specificity. That would be great. Where we go, I don't care. I just kind of drive around. There are cities I haven't been to that I like to see or go to and be there. Like Boston, I've never been to. There's a few others, but no. Just get out, man. Okay, Clara says, listening to you talk about game length, I'm always surprised you like Legends of Andor. Is it just my games that last 4 hours? I think it might be, Clara. I don't think I normally play Legends of Andor for that long. It takes a couple of hours. And there's a good evolution and sort of rising tension in that game. But yeah, I mean, gosh, 90 minutes, 2 hours? It's not that long. That is just you and maybe your group. I don't know. Okay, I just caught up to me talking about teeth. Gosh, I'm so far behind. I'm going to put that up there and just leave it there. Play Witcher with Henry Cavill. That would be cool, for sure. I want to check out that new Witcher game. Somebody asked me earlier. I think I went over it because I didn't have any good answers. What games I'm kind of looking forward to. I still don't really have a good answer, but the Merchant Road one from the guys who put out Atlantis Rising, I'm looking forward to that. Endless Winter, I'm looking forward to that. But that Witcher game that was just on Kickstarter, I'm sure is not coming out this year. That'll be a 2022 or 23, who knows. That looks cool. I'm hoping that's great. And there was so much content. They made so much money. So why is this on my screen? Get out of here. All right. Well, it's almost time for me to get out of here. Best game with goats? Any game is amazing with goats. I recommend it. Taking turns, not a problem. Cheating by redrawing cards right in front of them, not a problem. They don't know what's going on. You always win. I love playing games with goats. Yes, the chupacabra. The best of all of the chupas. I love you guys getting so silly. All right, let me see if I can try to catch up, y'all. Thanks for all the goofiness, and I will be getting out of here in just a minute. But I am trying to catch up. Just go all the way to the bottom. There we go. Okay, this is a good one. Blake is asking, do you plan on backing the Think Straight reprint? You know what, Blake? I think I will. Again, like I said, I don't back a lot of things, but this one is such a good game. Deduction kind of puzzly game. It so needed another edition. And I think those guys, Mojito Studios, I think is what they're called, did a solid job with the Cleopatra reprint. Not an amazing job. I thought there were things that they dropped the ball on, mainly card quality. But there are no cards in the reprint of this. So their plastic work was great. Whoever they got to do the plastics did a bang up job. So I think I will probably back that. All right, everybody. I guess we'll just end on this one right here that says, whoa, why does the camera quality look so much better? Well, it sure wasn't with Mike DeLisio's help, I'll tell you that. It's just, some of us in the office know what we're doing. Some hang out with Chris Yee and sneeze very loudly. I heard that very clearly from here. I don't know if you did, but I did. I don't know. It's just a good camera. We set this up to have some nice depth. I'm very happy with the shot, so thank you. I appreciate that. Anyway, on that self-serving note, I'm going to get out of here, folks. You have been fantastic as always. I love hanging out with you guys, being goofy, kind of answering some stuff, but kind of just talking silliness. I'm going to get out of here. So we've got, fellas, help me out here in the comments. I was at 11. Somebody's at 1. And then somebody's at 3. What's the story? Who's at 1? Who's at 3? It was Roy already at 9 a.m. Then who's up? Nothing? Nobody? When I need you guys, when I need you, it doesn't matter. You guys know it's in the channel. Whatever. You know what? Keep it to yourself, Mike. I'm out of here. Mike at 1, Chris at 3. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate the help. Oh, Chris Yee just popped in here. Look at that. Misspelling everything. All right, I'm out. Guys, enjoy your weekend coming up. And thanks again for hanging out. I'm Ghost. Bye.